Hey guys, welcome back to our video whiteboard series. Recently I've been perusing Facebook groups and reading the comments, and I've been seeing a lot of people who are, let's say, scared or hesitant to start investing in the stock market because they just don't understand how it works. They've been scared away because friends have lost money in the past, or their parents didn't do well when it came to investing in the stock market. So it really led me to thinking about what could be my next video to share my message with you guys, and what I decided was to create this for you. And when it comes to putting money away or investing, a lot of times this doesn't actually mean putting it into the stock market or buying real estate or focusing on the purchasing assets that are going to increase in value over time, although that is a good thing. A big focus that is often overlooked is investing in yourself. So today's video dives deeper on how to best invest in yourself and the why behind it. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, everybody, welcome back to our video series on how to invest your extra money or how to save your extra money. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a deeper dive on how to invest in yourself and really the why you want to do it and how to do it. Now, this is one of my favorite subjects, so bear with me if I feel a little scatterbrained or all over the place because I get very excited when I talk about this part of it. So if you guys have ever seen the hierarchy, humans' hierarchy of needs, where there's basically 5 different levels. We have our basic needs that would be like your food, water, shelter. Then we have our esteem needs and willingness to feel a sense of belonging. And then we have our self-fulfillment and our kind of cream of the crop. This is where we begin to help other people. So down here at the bottom, we have our basic needs. Food, water, shelter, sleep. Then we have our physiological needs. Psychological needs, which is just the sense of feeling loved, belonging to a community or group. And then last, we have our self-fulfillment needs. Which really means how can you help other people? Now, when we're looking at our hierarchy of needs, I would argue that the higher you ascend on this means that the happier you will become, or that the happier you will be eventually. Now, to ascend this hierarchy of needs, you're going to need a few different things. Now, I would argue that there's 3 primary categories that are going to be the main source of your happiness. The first is going to be, well, in no particular order. The first is going to be your wealth. Next is going to be your health. And then the last is going to be your relationships. The idea here is that you're going to need to find the balance between your health, wealth, and relationships. Now, if we were going to look a little bit deeper onto what it means to have wealth, I would break this down to 3 primary categories. We're looking at cash flow. That's the money that's coming in and out every month. You want to make sure that it's positive, because if you're running a deficit every month, it can get extremely stressful and you don't have any extra money to put into developing better health habits, or you won't have free time to spend with your family and develop your relationships. The next is your overall net worth. This would be your assets minus liabilities, right? If you have a ton of assets, but your liabilities outweigh your assets, your net worth is negative. It's not going to put you in a position where you can invest any more of your money or resources into, let's say, again, your health or the relationships that are important to you. And last but not least is liquidity. Now, liquidity just means being able to turn your assets into cash. So if you have a lot of assets, but you can't turn them into cash, then you're not going to actually be able to use them. If you can't use them, it's hard to deploy them against the areas of your life that are going to increase your overall happiness. As far as health goes, I think of it in 2 categories. We have our mental health, and then we have our physical health. So again, let's say you have a lot of money, but you're not in good physical health. Do you think you're going to be able to ascend the ladder of happiness with ease? I would argue no. And again, if you have, let's say, a lot of money, but you are clinically depressed, you're not in the correct mental state, are you going to be able to become even happier? And again, I would argue no. Last but not least is your relationships. And I like to look at your relationships in three primary categories. We have the relationship with ourselves. We have the relationship with our friends and family. And then last, we have our religious relationship, so the relationship with our God. Now, again, if you have a lot of money and you are in good health, but you don't have any relationship with yourself, with your friends, or with your God, what are the chances of you being extremely happy, right? I think the chances go down significantly. So there's this overlap in between each one of these categories where it's really hard to have one without the other. So our overall goal is going to be to put you right in the middle to find the balancing act that you have that's going to provide the most happiness for your specific situation, depending on how much of these, and we're going to go with bucket strategies because I love bucket strategies, but when we're looking at our wealth bucket, our health bucket, and our relationship bucket, you need to choose where you can put your money into, whether it's going to be more into, let's say, relationships, more into health, or more into wealth. Right? Depending on your situation, you're going to be able to focus more of your resources into each one of these buckets that is ideally going to strike that balance between the other bucket that's going to allow you to increase your overall happiness. So let's give you a few examples of what it means to, say, invest in your wealth bucket. Now, your wealth bucket could mean, my favorite one would mean, how do you increase your skill set? How do you become more valuable so you can get paid more? Whether this is you are working on a commission basis and let's say you get better at sales because you are in a sales position. How can you get better at sales, then sell more of your widget or your service to then make more money? Or how can you increase your skill set so you can then go to your boss and ask for a raise? All right. You can do this by going to, let's say, college. You can take online courses. You can find mentors. There's a lot of different ways that you can invest in the wealth bucket for you to actually just increase your ability to either make more money or decrease your expenses, right? Let's say your mentor will help you budget and spend less money on a monthly basis. Getting a college degree will increase your ability to earn a higher wage. Taking an online course could give you a whole new skill set that you can market and use to then increase your income or decrease your expenses. Moving on to the health bucket, right? We can look at this into two different categories, whether it's your mental health or your physical health. Let's say your mental health is not on point, right? You can find a therapist. You can get a emotional support animal. You can probably take online classes to help self-soothe or figure out, really how you personally can increase your overall mental state. Same could go for your physical state, right? If you're not in the shape that you would like to be in, if you feel like you're a little soft or you're a little overweight, or if you feel like you're too skinny and you need to put on weight, right? There's going to be areas where you can focus more on your diet. You can focus more on your exercise routine. You can focus more on your daily habits that feed into how healthy you are. So this could mean you buy a gym membership, that you get a trainer, that you get a therapist. It could mean that you meal prep, or that you find a accountability buddy that's going to be the person who does your workouts with you, or that you guys are going to make sure that you eat lunch together every day and that the lunch that you're eating that day is healthy. Right? There are a ton of different ways that you can sink your resources, your money, into areas of your life that's going to increase either your mental health or your physical health. Now, again, I cannot stress this enough that everybody's situation is different and nobody's going to have a better understanding of your situation than yourself. So you're going to want to do some solid self-reflection and figure out which one of these areas, whether it's wealth, health, or your relationships, that is maybe a little out of balance, that could use a little bit more of your focus or a little bit more of your resources. And if you ever have to, say, divert some resources from one bucket to another, remember that your financial plan and how you put away your money is a very flexible and ongoing system and routine. So it's okay to shift money from one bucket to another. Last but not least is your relationships with yourself, with your friends and family, and with your God. Now, depending on, again, what you find most important, you're going to want to be able to have financial resources to stick into this relationship bucket. Now, what I view it as is having time. When you have money, you have the ability to spend more time with friends and family and the people that matter. And also, when you have more money, you can donate. People get a huge sense of fulfillment out of being able to give and being able to actually see the good that their financial resources do when they donate. So this could be donating to your church. This could be donating to, let's say, your local Boy Scout community. It could be anything that's of importance to you, right? So depending on where you are, you're going to want to invest more or less of your money into each one of these three major sources that drive happiness, whether it is your wealth, your health, or your relationships. You need to find that balance, right? Everything's about a balancing act. We need to find that balance where you can sit on each end and feel like you are in a good space, that you're not leaning to one way or the other and that you begin to lose your footing. So this is where I think if you take this extremely seriously and you do an honest, deep look at how you've developed your relationship with yourself, with your friends, with your family, how your health is doing, whether that's mental and physical, and how your money situation's doing, what's your net worth, what's your cash flow like, and what your skill set's like, and are you able to earn your worth? If you take a really deep look at each one of these, you're going to be able to figure out the area in your life that could use a little bit more focus. And by adding resources to that area, I truly believe you're going to be able to live a more happy and more fulfilled life. And if I would have one wish in this entire world, it's just that. It's that you live a very happy and fulfilled life. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's breakdown on how to invest in yourself. Please let me know if there's anything that you guys think I missed or you would like to learn more about, or if you have any questions challenging my thoughts. I would love to hear the feedback. Have a wonderful day and happy Monday. When this video is recorded, it may not be released on Monday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.